Suprise Stadium. It's the Kansas City Royals and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Royals off to a hot start this spring at 8-1 after beating the Cincinnati Reds in a split squad earlier this afternoon. And well, the weather is finally warming up, and there's no better place to be than on the berm here in Surprise. Don't have as many offerings as he does. There's a lot to cycle through sometimes. Hayward bounced it to the right side through the hole, and it's a leadoff single. Well, right on cue. Those playoffs can be a fickle thing. They lost to the Padres. Move over to first, and Greinke got him. Hayward's picked off.
Take a look at this footwork. That's the whole key here. Really quick feet, followed by that arm and a nice tag over at first base.
That didn't make him any less effective, or it doesn't mean he's any less effective. He gets a strikeout there. 90-mile-an-hour fastball right by Trace Thompson.
Really good look.
Smith bounces it over the mound. Witt Jr. scoops it up, and it's on time to first. Quick inning for Zack Greinke. He faces the minimum and picks up a strikeout. Off and running here in Surprise. The 1-1. Witt Jr. laces it down the left field line. Fair ball toward the corner. Extra bases for Bobby Witt Jr. to open the game. Into second with a slide. First strikeout for Ryan Pepio. And there's one away in the bottom of the first. Seasons in the big leagues. He was a Los Angeles Dodger. Beatty drives it fairly deep right field. Duggar's on his way back, and he's there to make the catch. Witt Jr. moves up easily.
Feeling.
2-2 again, and Reyes drives it to right field. Base hit. That brings in Bobby Witt Jr., and the Royals have a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the first. Those are a dominant 8-1 in Cactus League action so far. 1-2 again. Rope through the hole. Base hit for Olivares. Back-to-back two-out singles. Foul tipped into Smith's mitt, and that ends the inning. Royals, though, score first tonight in Surprise. RBI single from Franmil Reyes. 1-0 Royals heading to the second. It's a 20-second clock. That's how long the pitcher has to begin his delivery.
And I know there are mixed opinions on should there be a clock in
his windup. Ahead 0-2. Rojas puts it on the ground. Witt Jr. can't get there. It's into center. Back-to-back singles to open the top of the second. The game dropped off. Wound up being something like a half violation per game. Beatty snares it. Only played a first, and Greinke's there. But there are still players with the Royals that have experience with that. Infield in here, and a diving play from Dozier. Only played a first, and he makes it to get the out. But James Outman comes in to score. That ties the game at 1. In Dodger blue. Payoff pitch to Duggar, and Greinke's got another strikeout. That ends the top of the second inning. Dodgers do score a run on an RBI ground out and tie the game.
Like going out to the ballpark, and you know, when hope is springing in front of you, seeing a young team. In fact, speaking of, looks like Bobby's going to hold up on that one. But it's great watching a young talent like
as far as that indoctrination from going from the minor leagues to major league, we got those guys now. We have a handful of guys now that are about in that time frame. We saw Brady Singer make that step last year.
Right.
Now, who's the next developing pitchers? Maybe a Jackson Kowar or a Chris Bubich or a Daniel Lynch. They take pressure off of those players.
Witt Jr. scrambles back to first. More hard contact from Matt Beatty, but another one that's caught.
To see, you talked about we got guys in that third-year mark, and at some point you're going to see multiple players take that step, and that's what I'd be looking for. Can we?
First outing was those first few batters. He was behind in the count, and he's got to fill up the zone. Outman puts a charge into one, deep right field. Blanco's at the fence, and it's gone. Solo home run for James Outman, and the Dodgers take a 2-1 lead.
Look at this 3-2 pitch from Kowar. See, up in the strike zone, and most any hitter is going to do some damage, especially when they're looking for a strike.
Duggar on the ground is second. Sliding stop from Massey. On to first for the out. A great play from Michael Massey at second.
Well, Massey really makes this play look almost routine. We're used to seeing this from him. He's got such a good first move on the baseball, especially that glove side.
And that quick first step is going to be so much more important. Strike 3 called. Kowar needed just 3 pitches to dispatch Miguel Vargas.
Understanding what you're all about. What's your strength? How can you find a way to get ahead of a hitter?
Jason Hayward into the air, right center field and deep and onto the berm. Second home run of the night for the Dodgers. And Jason Hayward extends the Dodgers lead. It's now 3-1.
They are not getting away with any pitches that aren't good location. This was a changeup, I believe, that stayed up right in the middle part of the plate, and sure enough, Hayward does not miss that one.
Hayward's in Dodgers camp. Hit sharply on the ground. Witt Jr. dives. Long throw to first, and it's in time. Got him to end the inning. Highlight reel stuff from Bobby Witt Jr.
Hit it on the ground. You got it out there with a glove like that and an arm to finish it off.
So he looks the part. So it's pretty cool. I get to coach him now and he plays for Team KC, which is based through the Royals organization. So it's been fun the last couple of years to be able to. So it's just always good to catch up on those relationships.
Now let's talk a little bit about this time of year for every team in spring training, what it's like. I remember I played on some teams that won 90-plus games.
You didn't get a chance to talk to him much last year at all, did you?
No, not really. I was kind of, you know, everyone always asks me, hey, what are you doing now that you're retired? And you had those experiences together, so hopefully they can, you know, gel together as a team, as a young team, and, you know, come up together and do something special like we did in 14 and 15.
60 feet. You know, when it left your bat, what did you think the distance was?
I knew it was pretty. I knew it was pretty far because I didn't feel nothing when I hit it. Got pretty good extension on too. Let's go. Hey.
Parker Bates cruises into third base.
He was telling me that he's way quicker than me. Oh my God!
Michael Massey, deep to right field and gone over the bullpen for a 2-run shot. And the Royals tie the game at 3 in the bottom of the 6th.
We have to give Franmil some credit for these immediate runs. Great job.
You on my dinner.
You know a thing or two about home runs, Franmil, and you saw that one right off the bat.
Oh yeah, did it good. But yeah, he told me if we have to fight, he have to run to.
For quite a while in the course of your career, but now as a member of the organization, you know, what was it about the Royals that was attractive to you to want to join this organization?
Well, career back on track, where you want to be. What is the biggest key for you to get to that point?
Porter drives one straightaway center.
The biggest key is what I did in the offseason. You know, getting better in shape. Our fans to know everything. So
that was fantastic. Gavin Cross pulls one down the first base line. Fair ball. And the Royals' first-round pick from a year ago has extra bases. Got 2, going for 3. And he's in there with a slide.
Display very, very quick to the baseball down that line.
Oh, there's another young guy, Franmil, and even though he might be a few seasons away, someone that, well, you can understand why there's a lot of excitement about. First-round pick from last year, 9th overall out of Virginia Tech.
Red, the yellow comes from my barber. He's the one that died. I think it looks pretty nice.
3. Jackson Kowar went 2. Colin Snyder went one, and Pages drives one up the middle for a single. The Dodgers with the leadoff man aboard. Dodgers will have a quick turnaround after tonight. Well, a little blooper onto the infield grass. That's picked up by Means. He's able to get it to first in time to retire Vivas, but advancing to second. And tonight we saw Zach Greinke pitch 3. Ryan Pepiot 2. And Zimmer walks. Players that I've talked to about that, it takes them about a nanosecond. And this one is getting to the wall in a nanosecond. 1 run will score, and into second is Trace Thompson, and the Dodgers now lead it 4-3.
Yeah, Thompson not only good swing, but heads up running because he caught Porter, the first baseman, not going to the second base bag on an extra big.
Go on and pinch run. RBI double for Thompson. Infield in, ground ball to short, and Zimmer is going to be out. Newton fielded it cleanly, made a solid throw home to Jackson Reitz. Most players will say Dodger Stadium instantly. Well, they're going to try to get in a rundown, and this will produce a run.
Smart move also.
Smith and Austin Barnes go to the WBC. There'll be more innings for the catchers, and Diego walks. 2-out free pass. Runners at first and second.
Simple.
And Leonard rips one deep to the alley. That one's going to go to the wall. Freitas will score. Here comes Cartaya chugging around third. A 2-out, 2-run double for Eddie Leonard. Well, he just smoked that baseball. It's 7-3 Dodgers.
This is a good swing on a ball that was in. Enter third of the plate. That ball just stayed.
3-2 pitch to Devin Mann. Popped up. That is playable for the catcher, and Reitz makes the catch. But the Dodgers strike for 4. Couple of solid doubles. Trace Thompson and Eddie Leonard. Stretch time in Surprise.
In 2010 by the Mets. It was an 11th round pick out of the University of Maryland. Wilson chops it up the middle, and it goes off Leonard's glove. So Peyton Wilson's aboard to lead off the bottom of the 8th. With the San Francisco Giants. And more to come. Reitz rolls it down the line, and it's a fair ball just inside and into the corner. Wilson flicks off the helmet, gets waved around third, and he's in to score standing. RBI double for Jackson Reitz, and it's now 7-4. Porter chops it to short. Leonard picks it up and makes the play. And it all started for Logan Porter. He was at Dixie State in Utah, and payoff pitch, and Kolarek got him.
It's there or it's not there, but I think the good players find a way to persevere and eventually make it.
Newton shoots it through the second base side. Reitz rumbles around third, and it's an RBI single for Shervin Newton. Couple of runs in the bottom of the 8th for the Royals. Means down looking, and that ends the bottom of the 8th inning. Royals add 2 more though. RBI double from Jackson Reitz, RBI single from Shervin Newton. 7-5. We go to the 9th. We're hoping for similar steps forward out of their young players as well. And Bradley Zimmer takes one on the elbow there. And Zach Williman's on the mound in the 9th. It'll be interesting to see. You might see those teams from the NL East once every 5 or 6 years. Now you're going to see him every other year. Goes off Porter's glove and trickles into right field. Let's see if that's a base hit for Ryan Ward. Zimmer goes first to third, and it's a little bit of a jam for Zach Williman.
Eventually, you figure things out, you get things right back on track.
That's ball 4 to David Freitas, and now the bases are loaded.
When I first read about that philosophy that you mentioned,
Diego Cartaya flies one to left. Parker Bates comes in, makes the catch, and holds the runner at third.
paint to black. He can do that. That's how he's made such a great living. But you don't have to do that. And I'll use some of our younger pitchers, you know, whether it be like we talked about earlier with Jackson Coar. Great.
That's how these pitchers take that next step. Big pitch from Zach Willeman, and he strands the bases loaded in the top of the 9th inning. So he keeps the Dodgers off the board. The Royals are in striking distance, trailing by 2. They go to the bottom of the 9th.
Yeah.
1-2 on Juan Carlos Negrete. And he takes called strike 3. More if they want to win. 0-2 on Jensen. Called strike 3. Back-to-back backwards Ks for Jordan Yamamoto. And the Royals lineup, but pitching has been so good for the Dodgers consistently year after year. Bates drives it deep right field. Zimmer tracks it back, turns around, it's gone! Parker Bates with a blast, and the Royals are within 1.
This swing, this is outstanding. Yamamoto has just been dealing. He gets the ball in the middle part of the plate, middle in. He did not miss it.
In the spring training opener, a little over a week ago now, Bradley actually homered again today. Wilson digs up the first base line, but can't get there. And that does it this evening in Surprise. Some fireworks late, a home run from Parker Bates, but the Royals fall to the Dodgers tonight. Final score of 7-6. We saw Zach Greinke start. We saw some highlights. Back in a moment to break it all down.